This is Lesson 17 in our study of Proverbs 31. Moxy is a dear, dear old friend of mine. Been around since I was in junior high. I have learned from her, she has taught me, and I work daily to be like her. Moxy is a force of character, determination, courage, and nerve. And before we get into Lesson 17, let's take a quick look at our last lesson, entrepreneurship. Did you take some time to really think about your dreams and your desires? Those things that you have put out there that you want to reach for, that you want to attain. And have you asked yourself why? Did you have some surprises? Do you recall times that you felt like you were just a book sitting on a shelf? Remember, we have to learn to trust the process because there is one. And that takes us to our Lesson 17, laughter. And the verse says this: Strength and beauty are her remnant, and she laughs at the last day. Now we know she is strong because she has legs of vigor and strong arms, and we know she is beautiful. She has created her own style and she wears it well. But now we know she laughs. But let's change this verse up just a little bit. Let's change out those words at the last day for at the future. And she laughs at the future. What does it take to be able to laugh at the future? Not everyone can do it. Few laugh at it. We fear it. We want to avoid it. We worry about it. We are convinced that it will not be what we wanted it to be. Laughter is so frequently far from our minds. So who can laugh at the future? This would be someone who knows that no matter what life throws at them, they will be able to handle it. This is someone whose life isn't out of control all the time. This is someone who has learned from past experience and believes that those lessons will be useful in the future. This is someone who understands what it means to trust. Now, the story that comes to mind is that of Abraham and Sarah. God promised them a child, and Sarah believes God, but she thinks she needs to make it happen. So she gives permission for Abraham to get her servant girl pregnant, and when her plan works, she hates the servant girl. And life becomes very stressful until the baby is grown, and Abraham sends them on their way. Several years later, after God has outweighed Sarah's ability to make it all work, 3 visitors show up at her front door and tell Abraham that within a year Sarah will have a baby. And the verse in Genesis 18 says this: So Sarah laughed to herself, saying, After I have grown old, and my husband is old, shall I have pleasure? Have you ever been at the end of yourself, given it all you've had, explored every avenue of possibility, thinking that it was absolutely impossible, and then something happens, and you know that what you've worked for and what you've strived for and what you tried so desperately to make happen is actually going to do it on its own? There's a feeling of joy that is very different than any other. And it's a laughter that comes from our soul. In a way, it is a sign of complete surrender, that I have nothing left to do but trust. Strength and beauty are her remnants, and she laughs at the last day. In all of Moxy's character and ability, she lives a life totally trusting God. And because of that, she finds joy and excitement in the future. The prayer that I leave with you this week is this: Creator of joy, teach us to trust you. Show us how to let go. Help us to live lives of contentment, trusting completely in your love and acceptance of us. Give us the faith to believe that you have already prepared the path that leads to our future. You have made those paths straight and promised to walk alongside us each step of the way. And in that amazing love, we find joy and we find laughter. This is my favorite garment in all of Moxy's wardrobe. It is the garment that has taken me the longest to understand and the one I want to wear every day for the rest of my life. For we are all clothed in strength and dignity, and we can laugh without fear of the future. Thank you so much for joining me again. We only have 3 more lessons left in this wonderful series, and if you haven't contacted me, please do so. You can find me at my website, www.jeanniegb.com, or email directly at moxy@asilverthread.com. I look so forward to hearing from you, meeting you, and hearing about your Moxy journey.